Hey everybody, welcome back to the show where we are here to help you use video better in your business and get better conversions with it. My name's Kyle Pickard from Citadel Creative. I'm here with Craig Alexander, amazing landscape and cityscape photographer. And so today, our topic is going to be talking about the video that every business needs to grow your business. And so Craig actually has a couple statistics here to start off with why this even matters in the first place. So Craig, go ahead and take it away.
Cool. So, hey guys. So we have some really well-researched statistics here, various sources, and I'll cite the sources as needed. The first one is, including a video on a landing page can increase conversion rates by 80%. Source on that is unbounced.com. And 90% of users say that product videos are helpful in the decision-making process. And the source on that is HubSpot. So go ahead and elaborate for us.
To really reiterate that, 80% of is going to increase the version by 80% if you have a video on your landing page. So what does that mean? I have a whiteboard that we will have mounted better in the future.
Someone stole our easel.
Seriously, I'm going to write that again because that's bonkers. 80% better conversion rate.
Better conversion rates.
Now, so what we have going on, so you got this is your website, right? Here's your business website, and a lot of people have like a little logo in the center, and then you got your little menu over here, and blah blah blah, and then there's just a huge wall of text usually. And nowadays you have a nice picture that looks nice, but this is what they're saying here with the statistic, and this is what my company focuses on so much. Turn this into a video. I guarantee you people will click on that as soon as they see it. I don't care what device they're on, if it's a computer, if it's their mobile phone, if it's a tablet, and most of the time it is mobile. So you want to make sure that everything looks good on mobile too. So you want to make it look a little bit better than this does. But my point is that having a video right there is that's what gives you this magic number of 80%. Now the reason that is
elaborate on the 80% part. It increases 80% of the conversion rates?
Yeah, I was just about to get into that. So this is why this is so important. The 80% is for conversion rates. So whether you have a brick and mortar store where you like a chiropractor or a lawyer where you need to actually make appointments, or if you're selling something like what Russell Brunson did with potato guns online, anything in between that, this conversion still applies to. So if they see a video here, this 80% applies to this because this video helps make whatever that call to action is happen. And I'm pointing down because usually you want to have a form right here or a button or something to click on to make that happen. Now, video is absolutely the number one business tool in the world, and people are not using it correctly or are not harnessing how powerful it actually is. So that's really the goal of this show. So what you can do with this conversion rate is, if you do not have, go look at your website right now, think about it in your head. If you have a manager or somebody that's in charge of that, if they do not have a video here, talk about this.
And this is the home page or the landing page?
This is your home page or your landing page. If you have a specific page that's just for your email list and your subscribers, or if you have a ClickFunnels set up, this isn't just websites. If you're using ClickFunnels, which is completely an alternative to a website that is specific for conversions, then it's the exact same statistic. You want to have a video. If you go and look at most people that use ClickFunnels, they're all video on the homepage.
And ClickFunnels is one of the highest converting website builders.
Right. And you got yours
in the
up.
world. Yeah.
Wait, do you have a video on yours?
I do. No, I don't. Oh shit.
Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna fix that after this.
Do that.
All right, go ahead and give me that next statistic.
Okay.
there.
So the next statistic is 59% of senior executives agree that if both text and video are available on the same topic on the same page, they prefer to watch video. The source on that is Digital Information World.
Okay, so this is now saying that over half of senior executives want to watch video.
So decision makers.
That's why I brought this one in. This isn't just random people, right? I mean, I would say that this almost applies to everybody, but the reason this is so important is that they're the ones that have the money almost every single time for the decisions that you want them to make on your business. So if you're using video to help make that happen, then that means it's the equivalent of like saying, hey, like you walk into a coffee shop, hey, do you want a pumpkin spice latte or do you want a vanilla latte? And they say vanilla, but you're giving them pumpkin spice every single time, they're probably not going to want to give you their money. So by doing what over half is what this statistic is showing, over half of them want video. You gotta be using video. Yeah. And so again, comes back to this. This is the first starting point.
Like when people first land on your website, when they look up your business card and they type in whatever your website is, that's the first thing they hit. Landing page or homepage, whatever you want to call it. There's got to be a video as the first thing they see, because it takes so much less effort to click a play button and watch an entertaining 2-3 minute video than it does to read through a wall of text. Some people love reading. I personally love reading. Not everybody likes reading.
That's right. And so I could also, to add to that, the main piece that this video needs to do is give information on you, your company, your product, what you're doing, how you're doing it, anything like that you think is relevant. So we've come up with a formula actually that really increases the conversions the right way and gets people to know everything that they need to know about your business. So if you want us to do that for you, we can certainly do that, and we'll work with you and get that on your webpage properly.
Now, I was going to ask you, is it just any video, or does it need to be the right video that goes on that page?
That's what I was going to say. So if you're looking at the home page, you need the right video. So we've talked about this before in some of the LinkedIn content we've made, where there's something that I call the Craigslist factor. When you first go to buy something on Craigslist, or you're selling something on Craigslist or whatever, it's a little sketchy because you don't really know who you're working with. You don't know if they're going to like murder you, or whatever the common case is.
Meet in a public place.
It's right. You meet in a public place, and so the same thing applies to business. It's a very common thing that in order for anybody to give you money, they have to like you, they have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you.
Right.
Having this video here, especially the ones that we like to create, really brings that emotional side into it, where that person feels connected to you. Like, I have so much content online now that there's people that really feel like they intimately know me, and they've never met me before.
That's wild. And they'll like call or email you like warmly, like, hey, I love your show, and this and that and this, and it's so cool that you're from Connecticut, and oh, my daughter went to school there, and you've never met the person.
And that's why it's so magic, right?
Like that bond that normally you'd have to do face-to-face interaction to create that bond, but now you can like replicate yourself and mass produce that connection.
Just go bam, 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 you get a video, you get a video, you get a video.
I love it.
And go ahead and bring in that next statistic.
Yeah, so the next statistic here is video in an email leads to 200 to 300% increase in click-through rates. So click-through rate, obviously, it's really important because somebody opens up your email. Do they click the link that you want, the call to action that you want them to do? Obviously, really important.
So I think that there's a lot more to this one than just that statistic. So
2 to 300%, that's huge.
What they're saying, video in an email, most of the time videos are way too big to actually put in an email. So they're talking about putting a YouTube link in there. Excuse me.
But then there's like a graphic within the email where if you hit the play button, it takes you to YouTube and
especially if you're using Gmail or the Google Suite, it has the actual thumbnail from the video that looks like as an attachment on the email.
Now, it looks like a play button. They hit the play button and it takes them to YouTube, and they can actually watch the video. Yeah.
And so I'm actually using that for some of the cold emails that we send out to clients we want to work with. Having that video there, it's doing what it needs to do. It's making a connection. It puts a face to the name.
I really need one of these.
We gotta get you hooked up, man. You're missing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I need a video business card like this.
And so the reason that I brought this statistic in is that this is now moving into a new place of the video. So let's say that you don't feel like this works. First of all, it's probably because you have something else that's not quite set up right to make that happen, which we could also help you with. But the main piece is that you might have a different way of doing business or a different sales process that isn't necessarily reliant on your website.
So like more like face-to-face walk-ins, traditional, like
exactly
a bait and tackle shop where they sell fishing gear, where you just walk in, shake the guy's hand, and he shows you some stuff.
And right. And so specifically, one client that we had, he gets loads of referrals that just call his phone directly, and he's at the point now where he can't actually handle all of the phone calls. But
nice problem to have.
Yeah. But the reason that he was not able to handle the phone calls as much is because he had to spend a lot of time developing that relationship with them on the phone, right? So that they trust him to be able to build their home or do whatever it is that they were hiring him to do.
So it's like years of back end work that then results in having a mountain of calls.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep. So what we were able to
Do you think that could accelerate that?
is
Having a
take
video like this?
exactly. That's exactly where I was going. So having this video, I hope that that's still on screen. Anyways, having that video that would normally go on your landing page, you can use that in different ways. So first of all, most of the time when it's on a video, when it's on a website, you've already posted it on YouTube or Vimeo or somewhere else that's hosting it. So you're going to get the benefit of it being there as well. So now you're in two places at once.
Yep.
But so going back to this architect that gets a lot of phone calls. I've had some follow-up calls with him, and his answer for this video and using it effectively was not necessarily using it on the website, even though he does have it there. The main thing that he's found an ROI on is by having those initial phone calls, and then he says, hey, let me on the phone, he's like, hey, let me text you a YouTube link so you can just get to know me a little bit better, and then we'll set up another, a free consultation or whatever it is that he normally does for sales process.
So like preps and answers the frequently asked questions, and then when they call it, you feel like you know the person, you already like the person.
Exactly.
So you don't have to pitch yourself cold every single time.
Exactly.
Well,
and
I run a business. I'm really wanting one of these.
So you're really into this?
I'm really
so
into
to be very clear about this, though, this isn't a commercial. You're not sending them a commercial where it's like, hey, call us today because we have everything you need and we're going to take care of you. That model is definitely starting to die, and it's not getting our attention anymore because it's just a straight sales pitch.
Right.
So specifically what we've done with this guy is that when they watch that video, it's taking basically his entire life story and putting it down into 2 to 3 minutes along with everything that his business offers.
So it's like entertaining backstory, like in a superhero movie. You don't care about the guy without his backstory.
Yes.
But you condense that into 2 minutes, and then they feel like they know you and they want the next episode. So
we're getting we're getting a whole superhero movie theme into this.
I love that vibe.
But
what do you call this kind of video?
So the main one that we make is called a video business card, and this was founded by somebody named Nick Koyama, who actually made the first one on his cell phone. He recorded everything on a cell phone for a dog trainer. Nice. And it was actually a very similar situation where she spent loads of times on the phone. And
was cold pitching herself. Hi, do this. I believe in this.
Exactly.
I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, and so
it gets tired of saying the same thing hundreds of times, right?
Yeah, she said the same thing all the time. It was the same call, same questions, same everything.
Yeah.
So by having this video asset that she invested in for her business, now she got loads of time back, was able to book way more clients, and didn't have to answer the same.
Fast forwarding you to the second call, whether they already like you, already know you, already trust you. And then you're just taking their money, or I don't mean it like that, but like you're going into the sales process without needing the small talk. It replaces the small talk.
So let me make this real tactical for you. Do you have the rag that I could use?
Right. I think it's on the ground right there.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so it's just gonna be easier to reach what I've already done here. So there's multiple ways to use this video is what I'm saying. This matters to me so much because when I first started my company, and we were doing videos for clients, they'd post them on Instagram once, and that was it. And it was good for a day or 2 days, and then it was down their feed. Nobody saw it again. The algorithm didn't pick it up anymore, and then it was like, wow, I just wasted my money on that video. And so we were like, there's got to be an answer for this. There has to be different ways to do this because of how impactful it is emotionally, right? So that's what I want to talk to you about, is continuing this conversation. So you have your landing page, right? All right, quickly.
And a landing page is just the first page that you see when the person goes to your website. So let's say like apple.com, you type in apple.com and you go to apple.com. The first thing you see is the landing page.
Right. I think, I got the whole board in there. Yep. The second one, which is what I just talked about, is a text message link. Now this is again like
so these you're like listing off ways to distribute your video once it's produced.
Yes,
right. This obviously if nobody sees your video, it doesn't freaking matter.
Yeah. How can I? Where? That's gonna be too small to see. I won't bother.
Distribution channels.
Yeah, I'll just write distribute.
It's easy.
It's gonna be a mess.
It's okay. We forgive you. Scoot the board this way a little bit. I'm not.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me scooch in.
Oh, hi there.
Okay, so you got the landing page. This is the biggest one. If you're not doing this, get on that right now. Second one,
So
text
video
message
on the landing page.
link. Yes, this is all regarding video, right? So the second one is a text message link. This one I would say is particularly effective if you have an office with salespeople, or if you in your own business are doing cold calls, anything like that, where you can then make a second point, similar to the way that the architect is doing that. A third one, and this one is actually based off of the statistic he had, email signature. So his statistic was just email in general, but this one we've actually found to be very powerful. So everybody has in their email, right? You have like best or sincerely or
not
cheers
everybody,
or,
only but somebody who set it up. So email signature is something that you can optionally set up. So instead of saying best Craig or
what do you
Kyle,
normally use?
I have a whole thing with all my links and all my social.
No, but like when you're doing emails, do you use best?
I
or
use
sincerely?
much love if it's like a close loved one, and
Yep.
then I use best if it's professional.
I usually use best as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do cheers if it's like Friday or
Sincerely.
Saturday. Anyways,
Cordially.
so then underneath that, especially in the professional world, you have your name, you have your title, you have the company name, you have the address, the phone number, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you put the video link to the most impactful video in your business, people will click on it, especially if it's the first time that they've ever heard from you. And if you format it in a way that it's like it sticks out a little bit, like it's a
Like
blue
in red with everything else.
yeah,
black or
like if it's
something.
red, or simply even if the text is bigger, guaranteed people will click on that. So
Watch a 2-minute intro video to see what I offer or whatever.
right, exactly. And sometimes you don't even need to put what the video is. Just the link by itself is like, oh, what's that? And I'm gonna go click on it. Everybody knows what YouTube is, right?
And if it's a good enough video, like if you're watching that on your phone in an office, you're like, oh wow, hey you purchaser, come over here, watch this video. I mean, like it spreads. It's easy to spread.
That's the fourth way that I'm gonna use, by the way. If you have a brick and mortar store, this is actually what we're working on for Craig.
I'm Craig.
What would you? I don't even know what to call that.
I'm gonna like mount a TV inside of my gallery so that I can have it on loop, so that when people walk up, they always have the same questions. They're like, are you the artist, or are these just prints, or are these paintings, or
Right.
What is this?
So I think the best way to make this relate with a lot of you guys is think about how a lot of restaurants, especially fast food, when you walk in, they're using TVs for their menu boards.
That makes sense.
That's perfect to be displaying video on, and some of them are. I know Dunkin' Donuts is doing that kind of thing.
I've been to a Dunkin' Donuts in years. I don't
So what we've done for him, it's always an attention game, right? Like especially here in a mall, it's like, how am I going to get somebody's attention?
So you have like catchy, high quality looking video, which is quick paced with some cool music to it. Yeah, that would probably stop
Boom.
walkers and be like, oh, what's this?
So it's not just about Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. While those are important, there's so many different ways to be routing traffic to a video or be delivering a video to somebody that can impact your business.
I was just thinking like waiting rooms inside a dentist's office, doctor's office, massage, spa,
Instead of their
gym,
posters
everything.
believe it and you can do it.
Exactly, like a $100 TV on a stand with this thing playing on loop. It's like the
Right,
easiest
right.
way to display a video. That way when like you show up to the reception while you're waiting, by the time you get to the receptionist, you already know, like, and trust
That's
the
true.
person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sweet. So there's one last statistic that I want you to elaborate on.
Yeah.
People spend 3 times longer watching a live social video compared to one that has been pre-recorded, and the source on that is social media today.
So this statistic I think is interesting because it just gives you something, once you get a little bit more adept at video with your business, I think it's just something that's cool to experiment with of how can I connect with somebody better. I've personally found that like for people that I follow, this statistic is absolutely true. I will spend more time in that live video for 2 reasons. The first one is I don't think it's like, it's an ephemeral thing. It's never going to happen again.
Define ephemeral for everybody here.
So ephemeral means it's momentary, it's brief, it's not
Fleeting.
It's not forever. Yeah, it's fleeting,
Cool.
right? And so like this Facebook Live is lucky that we're actually recording and putting it on YouTube.
But usually it's one and done, and it's
Yeah,
done,
usually it's one and done. So there's like that FOMO thing, the fear of missing out, where,
Ooh, that's
oh, I don't know what
upsetting.
I'm going to miss out, especially when it's somebody that you really care about or a company that you really care about. It's like, ooh, what are they doing on live that I'm going to miss out on if I leave? And then so that keeps people in. It's a retention thing. And then the second piece is that especially for celebrities or anybody that's a little bit, elevated status, it's major access It's major access because you can go in there like right now. You know, there's a couple people watching, and as soon as they leave a comment, I will see it. And the same is true, you know, no matter who it is that's doing a video. It doesn't matter what status it is. The platform is still the same, and the mechanics of it are still the same. So there's a much higher chance that you can actually interact with whatever it is that you're caring about, especially when it's a brand where there isn't usually a public-facing person or, you know, format like that for you to interact with.
I love that. Do live videos, huh?
Yeah, so definitely experiment with live videos. So I'd say to wrap this up, I know we've gone a little bit long here. I'm going to leave these right here. Take a quick screenshot if you're on mobile. I mean, I guess you could do that on desktop too. 4 different ways you could be using video in your business. Try all of them. See which one works for your sales process. The point is not to change everything you're doing. The point is to add on to what you're already doing and make it work better.
I like that.
Boom. So there's that. Now, and then just to round this out with that last statistic, I'm going to read it again. Including a video on a landing page can increase conversion rates by 80%. So if you don't have a video and you have no clue how to make one, reach out. There will be links in the description. You could comment below, and we will definitely work on making that happen for you. And if you want some awesome art, come down to Cool Springs Galleria. We got awesome canvases. And
that's in Nashville. Otherwise, you can go to my website at craigalexanderphotography.com if you'd like some pictures of the Eiffel Tower that I've taken, or the Statue of Liberty, or London, Paris, Italy, France, whatever. You
don't have a video there, do you?
I don't have a video, and that's embarrassing, but I'll fix that.
All right. I didn't mean to publicly shame you.
Hey, it's all good.
We're going to get videos set up for this kid over here.
All right, cool.
You're not a kid. All right. So thanks for tuning in. And if you guys have anything else, any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments. We will be here every single week.
Sunday night.
We're here to help you grow your business using video.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Talk soon.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.